Good morning and welcome back to Vanguardian News. I'm your host, Mahfouz Al-Qadir. Thank you for taking time out of your busy morning to give me a listen, and I appreciate that very much. Attorney General William Barr. Yesterday, a friend of mine who sent me, we always talking about politics. We're always talking about the shenanigans that's going on in the Republican Party and the Democrat Party, or just anything in general that sparks our interest. And yesterday, he he gave me this nugget about Attorney General Barr being now reflective and saying that he's now going to act like a real attorney general for the United States people, as opposed to being President Trump's lackey and personal lawyer on the taxpayers' dime. So now he's saying that he's going to really do his job. He doesn't. He's really going to look into these pardons. He's going to really going to be firm about his decision and what to investigate and what this, that, and the other. I know President Trump is a little bit put off by him not going after Hunter Biden and really investigating that initially, and so anyway, it's just a lot of different garbage that's being that he's spewing out in regards to what he's going to do now. First of all, Mr. Attorney General, you're outgoing. You're on your way out, and it doesn't sit well with me when you're trying to discover this character that you have in you now, as opposed to when you took this job and you got confirmed for the job. Basically, you were complicit in everything President Trump was doing. That's harsh, but it's a reality. And just like Paul Ryan, former Speaker of the House, all of a sudden he got reflective when he wrote his book about, had I known, I should, I really should have, did this, but you didn't. And it's all a bunch of garbage when it comes out after the fact, after damage has been done. None of you so-called Republicans of leadership, rank and file, stepped to the plate for the American people. And, you went along with this president, his goofy ideas, his goofy rhetoric, his goofy undermining the American elections and underlining democracy, which he's still doing, by the way. So now all of a sudden, now you're halfway in and halfway out. Now you're just like, well, I'm gonna really show him. I'm gonna really show Donald Trump who I am. Well, we know who you are. You're weak. You're weak. You're weak, Attorney General. You kowtowed to this lunacy that went on in the White House for, I guess you were there for a little over 2 years or so, maybe 2 years or so. And you're just complicit in this whole thing. And you're not going to get off the hook just by being reflective and thinking, I'm going to say this in these press conferences and in these quotes. You're not going to get off the hook. None of you guys are going to get off the hook. So to me, you wear this and you own it just as proudly as you stood in the way of giving President Trump a pass for all this lunacy that he was doing, all the stupid racism rhetoric that he was spewing out, that he still does, and you stood idly by and allowed it to happen. And whether you said something to him behind closed doors, I don't know. I don't really care at this point. I just want all of you guys out. I just want you out. And there's a new regime, and I want them in, and I would judge them with a critical eye, just like I judge Donald J. Trump's administration. Just because the blue waves go into the White House, gets into the White House, doesn't mean I stop being critical. Once again, I keep asking, what are we going to do with the anti-lynching bill? You have one senator that held that up, Senator Rand Paul. Now it's tabled. And with all the protesting and the events that happened this summer with George Floyd, where are we at with that bill? I'd like to hear Biden's comments on it. I'd like to hear from the leadership of the Democratic Party on where they at with this. I'd like to have some updates. I'd like for people to come on, these mainstream media outlets and give us some type of account of where we stand with this bill, with the Emmett Till Anti-Lynching Act. Where do we stand with that? The John Lewis Voting Act. Where do we stand with that bill? I'm going to keep pushing these questions to the powers to be until I get a answer that's satisfying to me. Because right now it seems like everything is just back to normal. Okay, we had the protests. They got it off their chest. The people of color, people who've been discriminated against for centuries. Well, they should be satisfied. The NBA, they had their jerseys, they had the Black Lives Matter and this, that, and the other, and this, that, and the third. Where are we at with these issues, with these topics? I want our leaders, or the ones who claim to be leaders in our community, to continue to ask these people these questions and push this agenda that we have with these two bills. Let's get them across the finish line. It's been a tumultuous 4 years with Donald J. Trump's presidency. Now we're ravaged with COVID-19. The good news is there's been two approved vaccines, one from Pfizer and the other one, I believe, I can't really recall the other one. I don't want to say or mispronounce the name of the company that's headed up with that vaccine, but still, a lot of stuff that a lot of things that could have been differently done if we had the leadership. And I know for a fact that we could have saved a lot of lives. A lot of lives that could have been saved. But we can still save a lot of other lives if we continue to do the right thing. Social distancing, wearing your mask, avoid crowds, avoid large gatherings. When you go outside, it doesn't take much to put your mask on, just for some precaution. If not, you're protecting yourself as well as protecting other people. And I've been preaching that from day one of this pandemic. I say pandemic, but it's just a lot of different. This thing has gotten so politicized, and it's gotten to a point where, I'm hearing different things. I'm hearing small little things every day, and I keep asking myself, why? And I don't think I'm gonna ever get those questions answered. So I'm not gonna stress it. I'm going to continue to do what I do and being cautious and safe in my everyday movements, stressing that to my family and people just generally that I run into and have small talk with in passing. So, but from the people that I've talked to just out in public and regarding the subject, everyone's kind of frustrated with it. There's still a lot of misinformation that's going around, and it gets a little frustrating. And everybody's talking about, well, God, man, 2020 is almost over. Thank God. What makes you think 2021 would be any different? The numbers are still going up. So the death count is still rising. All you got to do is turn on your local media outlets and you can see the scoreboard. I hate to make light of it, but I'm just saying in general, Corona and COVID is winning. And you got right now, currently, I think it's about 319, just a shade under 320 some thousand people who have lost their lives due to this virus. It's alarming. But I'm here to just to try to seek answers and just to try to have a conversation. I'm not, my channel is not really all that hard-hitting news, but we just try to touch some current events topics, and we go from there, like a lot of other different platforms. We want to do our part in informing people regarding COVID-19 and the precautions that you can take to avoid being contaminated or infected. It don't seem to be working. It just doesn't seem to be working. People are not getting it. I don't understand why, but it is what it is. I hate to say that term, but it is what it is at this point. As we close out this year, the death toll is rising, and it's alarming. Hospitalizations are rising. It is alarming. It is scary. It's nerve-wracking. I hate watching death tolls on TV every day, but it's in my face every day, and you can't avoid it. So there's no excuse why people cannot put on a mask, go outside when they're around people, social distancing, make some sacrifices in regards to your health. People still don't get it. People are still going to be reckless in this country. They are going to be reckless. And it's not just this country, it's around the world. The numbers in Europe are rising. I've heard something, I can't confirm it as of right now, but I've heard in Europe or in England, the UK, that the disease is starting to mutate. So what does that mean? Like I said, I have to get more research on that. If it starts mutating, is the current vaccine that's out right now able to combat that? Or is there another vaccine another strain of vaccine that have to be developed, that's in the works, that combats the mutation of the disease? These are just questions. And I'm going to tell you something right now. If you don't hold on to your faith right now and you don't get right now, I don't know what to tell you. Some of you guys, I know, you have your feelings and your opinions about religion, and that's fine. But it doesn't take anything to put the mask on. It doesn't cost you anything to be safe. It's your civic duty to abide by the protocol. I know it's been a toll. I know it's been challenging. I know it's been taxing on people's psyche and just their everyday lives. But what is the alternative? You go out and do what you want to do. You want the clubs to open back up. You want to go back out and party. You want to go back out and do what you want to do. You get infected. And there's a lot about this COVID-19 that people don't know about, how it can affect your memory. It can affect your mobility. Obviously, it can ravish your body. So you have to be leery. You have to be on the defense, because this virus doesn't discriminate. It really is a vicious virus. So to put a bow on that, I say all that to say this. Stay safe, be careful, wear a mask. I can't say it any clearer than that. Protect your family, protect yourself, protect others. That is your duty. But back to Barr, William Barr, in this revelation of, I want to be righteous, I want to come clean, I want to be, I want to now poke my chest out and push back against Donald J. Trump. We're not buying it. Your character is flawed, just like many of us. But you are arrogant, Mr. Barr. The Trump administration was arrogant, among other things. I don't understand. The arrogance. When you have millions of people's lives that are being affected with the loss of life due to COVID-19, and the Trump that your final straw that broke the Campbell back was your total disregard for democracy in the United States of America. That's it for me. I hope you guys enjoy your day. Once again, thank you for tuning in. Please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And I wish you all a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and stay safe and enjoy the holiday season. Bye.